right, we are loaded up, ready for the first time towing with this thing. I'm gonna measure the squat. It squatted a little bit. There's a little bit of tongue weight on there. This is a 20-foot deck over. It's a bumper pull, obviously. It's a 20-footer. I think the weight on that trailer is like 3,600 and change empty. And then there's probably there's about another 5K worth of equipment on there. You get the two larger air conditioners in the middle, some stuff on the back, these two little guys up front. I was at 43 inches to the wheel well prior to hooking this trailer up. Bear with me, I just use a phone here. And we're now at about 40 and a half. So about 2.5 inches of squat. I don't know what the tongue weight is on that trailer, but there's those two units right there are about 600 a piece. So I don't know what the tongue weight would be. I'm just using I did go get a new hitch for this thing, a B&W that's a 3-inch shank. I think it's like a 20,000 pound. Yeah, 21,000 is the max on it, something like that. Max tongue weight 2,100. We should be well underneath that. It is a big hitch on there. It's a 3-inch tow hitch on this thing, and I didn't want to deal with using the I need to hook my lights up. I didn't want to deal with using the reducer, you know, to a 2.5 down to a 2, all that. So I just went ahead and bought a nice new B&W hitch. Should be a good setup, but we'll continue this once we're on the road towing it a little bit. All right, so just left the yard a few ago. Had to spend a little time kind of configuring the trailer because, like I said, I've never towed with this thing before. Pretty customizable. You can select the type of trailer, the type of brakes, you know, whether it's light, medium, heavy. Like I said, this is maybe 8,000 pounds tops overall. I've got my brakes set to medium. I'm running like, I don't know, 4.5 gain, something like that. Let's take a look, see here. Just got a button down here that adjusts that up or down. Trailer brakes are at 4.5. Initial just pulling out of the parking lot and everything, man. Pretty significantly noticeable difference from, you know, I've towed this trailer with a very similar setup, you know, 4 or 5 air conditioners on it, with that Dodge I had, and my initial assessment is, I don't want to say that you don't even feel that the trailer's back there, but way more, that rings true, way more with this setup than with that Dodge. I mean, there's no real try to move it or anything like that. It just really drives like normal almost, man. Like just pulling out of the parking lot and everything. You know, I was yeah, it was pretty impressive. I'll just say that. I'm doing a little grade here. I'm just cruising home, and then I got an early morning tomorrow where I'm gonna head out and get to that crane pick in the morning. But I'll go up through the mountains. I'm heading up to Paradise, which is Northern California, up here, up in the mountains. It's about 110 miles from where I'm at now. So I'm maybe 1,000 feet elevation. Not that it matters, but just for reference. So my initial reaction is very impressed. I mean, right now it's driving down the road at 60 in 7th gear at 2,000 RPMs. I mean, I can floor it and go as fast as I want. I just push me up to 70, you know, like that. So again, it's only 8,000 pounds, but 8,000 pounds is a decent load. It's definitely enough to put a little bit of strain on it. The exhaust brake engaged for the first time here. That is something that I noticed right off the bat, is that this exhaust brake, it's kicking in pretty good now. but it is not as pronounced as the Dodge for sure. I think that Ram, I know I've driven a Chevy before. You can barely tell if that exhaust brake's doing anything. You can feel this one definitely, but it feels more like transmission braking than it does an actual exhaust brake. About to get on the freeway here. We'll do a little pull to get up to speed, but yeah, it works. The exhaust brake works. I'll be interested when I have 12,000 pounds behind here with the toy hauler or something when I'm loaded down. But thus far, I mean, I'll say it again, of course, this is not that heavy of a load, so I didn't expect it to strain this vehicle. And granted, my Ram was a 2500, did have airbags in the rear, so it rode a little more level. But just initial power and overall feel, seat of the pants dyno, we'll call it. This thing has way more power towing, hands down, than that Dodge ever thought about having. So Dodge could do it, not that it ever really struggled or anything like that, but I would just say just initial power and call it confidence inspiring seat of the pants feel. This thing is pretty impressive so far. So I'll add a little more tomorrow when I'm up in the hills and have a little more seat time with it. And there's a pretty good grade going up the mountain up to Paradise that I'll shoot a little bit of footage, and then I'll let you guys see that. But until then, take care. All right, we are on the road. It was a bit of a haul this morning, just distance wise, but thus far, man, it's been a breeze. Everything's been super easy. You can't really see. There's the mirror. I don't know if you can see the load back there or not. There you go. Same deal, but we're about to come into town here. There's a little grade coming up this deal. And to reiterate, I mean, this is nothing for this truck. Like I said, 8,000 pounds or so. But been super composed. Pulled well, no issues whatsoever. Obviously, it's not really breaking a sweat. I'm curious as to see the fuel mileage of it. I should have reset the trip meter, but I didn't. But yeah, it's been a very easy breezy tight pull, man. So gonna head up this grade here in a second and get to where we're going. We got a crane pick in about, I don't know, 20 minutes. Get up here, help my guys out. But we're in 8th gear, just under 2,000 RPM. Coming up this hill here is, I don't know what the grade is, but it's a little bit of a climb up here to Paradise. This is pretty country up here. Fire came through here about 4 or 5 years ago, wiped the whole town out. It's actually pretty sad. We're doing some air conditioning at a shopping center up here that was affected by the fires. And yeah, you can see where it kind of tore through this. It's a canyon in here on either side. And here we go, got a little grade here, got a little pull up here. Yeah, that all on that ridge is all burned. It affected this whole town. It displaced a lot of people. Pretty sad. This guy's going super slow. Well, we're gonna slow down here, and then we're gonna get back into it. This guy's just pulling over, huh? Well, he's gonna stay out of my way. We'll go around him real quick. Here we go, hammer down from 30. Like it's nothing. That was actually kind of a cool little test. Worked out. Yeah, I mean, I can accelerate with ease. This is a pretty good steep grade. 64. I mean, my foot's not, it ain't pedal to the floor or anything like that. I'm at half throttle maybe, and we're still shifting up through gears. 7th gear at 22 RPMs. I think 7th gear is the 1-to-1 gear in this training. I've got a spreadsheet on it and everything, but yeah, this thing, it's got some balls, that's for sure. I actually went over yesterday. I went over to one of the local shops. In the past, I've done my own stuff. You know, on that Dodge, I did that Thurin kit, and you know, I've always pretty mechanically inclined, so I've always done kind of my own stuff. But I think on this truck, man, if I wind up doing a Carly kit or something like that, I'm just gonna have it done. So went over to one of the local off-road shops that had done some stuff on my wife's Jeep in the past, and looked at getting a Carly backcountry kit, which has the Fox 2.0 reservoir shocks, has the coils, probably do a high mount steering stabilizer. You can see all that. That's where this whole canyon got just ripped through by fire about 4 or 5 years ago. This town up here it was leveled. Sad. But I'm looking at doing probably a backcountry kit. I think I'm gonna wait until after summer. Just, I'm so stinking busy right now. I've been doing a lot of stuff at the new house, put a pool in, stuff like that. So got some things I need to finish up there first. But probably after this summer, this fall, this winter, I think I'm gonna do a nice leveling system, a Carly kit, probably some 37s or some 35s on these stock wheels. I'm still kind of torn on that as to what I'm going to do, but yeah, I think this will wrap up the first towing video. I'll maybe do another update when I hook the toy hauler up for the first time. Got a camping trip in a couple months that we're doing, so I'll update you guys then. But leave me any comments or your experience with one of these Fords. I'm always curious to get other people's feedback on it. So take care.